Hi there, this hypnotherapy session is available for you as an audio-only MP3 download. Just look for the link in this video's description box. And feel free to subscribe to my channel or to leave a comment once this session has completed, or even in a few days' time when you found yourself taking some new and positive action towards the new changes in your own life that you've successfully set for yourself. So as we begin, the first thing to know about hypnosis is that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. This isn't something that I or anyone else can do to you. Rather, it is something that you can decide for yourself now to choose to go into a wonderfully calm state of a relaxing trance. And you can begin by asking yourself if you would like to start off in your own imagination by wondering what it would look like to look at yourself in a mirror, and if you were to see your own self now relaxing comfortably into a lighter state of deep trance, or if you were to see your own reflection there drifting down into a deeper state of light trance. And most people find that as they continue to enjoy the pleasant daydreams that come with hypnosis, it can be easier to drift away into your own mind's imagination by just allowing your eyes to close down now. Just close your eyes down as soon as you wish. And since you are listening now to my voice, with all of those positive expectations of what exactly that can be in store for you now, you can remember that you are listening and choosing to listen to this session for a particular reason, because you are wanting to feel more in control of your own life, and you are wanting to expand the possibilities of your own potentials. Although you know, and I know, we don't want to go beyond our own imagination, wherever the limits of your imagination might be. How deep can you let yourself go? The idea of counting to infinity is something we may have done or held within our imagination back there in our younger years. And such an idea, such a childish idea, it's just a little bit out there. It's just a little bit beyond where it is that our own grown minds have now come to be. And as you find yourself sitting or lying and observing yourself and your own thoughts in this space and time, you can wonder how perfect it can be to find the imperfection of where it is that your own thoughts can take you. And as you look at the insides of your own eyelids and wonder just how much they are like curtains that can be drawn down with your own will, forming that pleasant space and creating that relaxation between you and the outer world. Perhaps you can even see those flickers of lights or shapes or dancing shades there on your own eyelid curtains. as they draw down, and your own breath takes you deeper, deeper down into that pleasant state of comfortable relaxation. And perhaps you can even imagine yourself in a different time, in a different place. And you know, and I know, there are so many different ways to reach our destinations, and there are so many different ways to occupy that time and space that we can call journey. And you know, there are those people who can find themselves relaxing on a long train trip, and there are those other people who can find themselves relaxing simply sitting at that station and waiting for that train to arrive. And whichever one of those people you might find yourself associating to now, you know that you can watch those other passengers who might choose to pass the time waiting for that train to board. And sometimes it's quite plain to see that some of those passengers waiting, sitting, they can be excited. Some of those passengers can be bored, and some of those passengers can use their own time to choose to see exactly what it is they can see as they sit at that station waiting for that train to arrive. And some of those passengers might be asleep deeply as they rest down deeper in their chairs. And some of those passengers might take the time after time to watch their own watches as they raise their left hand or as they lower their right hand, watching those tiny clock faces twirling around. And some of those passengers might be anxious, wondering exactly where it is that they will be going now, once that train arrives. And whilst others might take the time to relax and just to enjoy the opportunity, because those people have nothing to do, and those people know they can find the pleasure in those small moments of relaxation. And those people know it's so easy to see, even before that carriage arrives, who exactly will be enjoying the trip, or who exactly might be still worrying or fretting all the way down there in some anxious place where they can't quite yet choose to sit still. And perhaps because they don't quite trust the train's driver to do all of those right things to keep that long carriage on track. And perhaps they don't yet trust that train engineer to get them to their destination at the right time or in the right way. Because those people are always worrying in some small way whether that train will be leaning to the left or the right, or speeding up more quickly or slowing down more slowly. And what about all of those sounds of that train as it clicks and clacks along those railway tracks? And you know that as you sit on that train always moving towards your destination. You can even see those other passengers sit beside you, who take their time to relax deeply, just looking out through those windows to the world and all of those scenes as they pass them by. All of those pleasant fields and green farms drifting by, and all of those richly planted crops which the farmers will later sow and plough and sow over and over again. There are some things that you simply can't worry about on a train trip now, such as the weather outside or the arrival of some rain, because those things will just happen in their own way and in their own time. The deeper and deeper down you let yourself go now. And as you continue to relax deeply, deeply down, and you pay more and more attention to your own breathing, and continue to let yourself drift and dream in your own unique way, you can find that my voice goes with you now, down into the very basement of your own unconscious relaxation. And I'd like to address now that part of you that holds all of your creative, problem-solving solutions. And I'd like to address that part of you that has held onto your old, poor thinking habits and beliefs. Because I'd like to ask that creative, genius part of you to imagine for yourself a wealthier past now. To imagine what it would be like to reset your financial barometer. To imagine what it would be like for you to be completely and utterly loved and wanted. And to imagine what it would be like to know that there is always enough money for you. And in this way, you can go to your own inner control room now. You can find yourself at that wonderful space within your own space. So I'd like you to imagine the quality of wealth and prosperity. And just take the time to imagine now. It could be in the form of an object, or an image, or a statue. Whatever is the first thing that comes into your unconscious mind of what represents wealth and prosperity. And as you just allow the very first thing that comes unbidden into your mind, see that object taking form before you now, wealth and prosperity. And take the time to see the outlines of that object and all the colors of that object and the shapes and the dimensions and the textures of that object before you now that represent the quality of wealth and prosperity. And as you do, you can find that you are drifting closer and closer towards your own object now, closer and closer towards your own representation of wealth and prosperity. And the closer you move, the more crystallized that object appears to you. And the more that object appears to you with all of those rich details, the closer you find yourself drifting and moving and drifting towards that object, closer and closer towards wealth and prosperity, until you find yourself immersing completely being absorbed into that object. And you find yourself living now within the space of that inanimate object that represents wealth and prosperity. And as you look out from the space within this object, within this quality, you can take the time to feel in each and every way, in every muscle and fiber of your deep being, how it feels to embody this quality of wealth and prosperity. And now I'd like you to imagine that this object, this statue, this image can take life, and it can animate and fully become alive from the very bottommost regions of that object, traveling all the way up, 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 that animation and life coming into being. And as it does, you can feel that quality of wealth and prosperity filling up your very being. And as you allow that quality to channel and swirl and focus up through you, all the way up through your waist, up through your chest, all the way to the tip of your head, you yourself now are beginning to move as this object, as this quality. You are moving, and you can see yourself even as you feel yourself inside this object. You see yourself from the outside, moving through your own life, taking this object, this animate, lively object, out into the world as you carry and embody the very quality of wealth and prosperity. Because you know now that you are reprogramming your own mind for unlimited wealth, and you are reprogramming your mind towards all positive attraction. And any negative thoughts to do with money now have no influence over you at any level, because you reject all thoughts and ideas that are detrimental to your natural right to wealth and prosperity. And your thoughts themselves are now aligning in new ways, just like schools of colourful fish lining up in the crystal clear waters of a beautiful barrier reef. Your thoughts themselves are creating in new and positive ways, because your thoughts themselves are transforming, and perhaps in ways which might pleasantly surprise you. And each and every neuron within your own mind is transforming inevitably towards more and more wealth, towards more and more richness, towards a more prosperous life for you and for those around you. Because you know now and accept that it is natural and right for you to be rich, just as it is natural and right for others to be rich. Because the more money you have yourself, the more you can give. And the more you can give, the more you can receive. In a natural and continuous cycle. And just like your own breath now, which continues to move in and out. And just like the days that turn into night, and then turn into day over and over again, because you know that all moments in time are just moments, and any and all previous associations to that old, poorer you are now just fading and drifting away, because all barriers now between yourself and great wealth and happiness are disappearing. All barriers between yourself and great richness are just dissolving and crumbling, just like a sandcastle built there onto a long, white, sandy beach. All of those barriers now are simply dissolving and disappearing as the waters of that great ocean come in, and they bring with them beautiful and wonderful change, positive change that easily and effortlessly sweeps all of those old barriers away. And the waves of the ocean take with them all of those previous negative thoughts, because you are reprogramming your own mind now towards greater and greater wealth. You are attracting greater and greater prosperity and richness, because you are making the choices for yourself now to live a wealthier, happier, and more open and loving life, a more fulfilled life. You are living now up to your own potentials in each and every way. You are exceeding your old set limits. And each day and every day, you are living more and more true to your own values and ideals. And money and wealth and happiness now flows constantly into your life. And just like the power of those blue and green and purple ocean waves, each wave brings with it now a new feeling of warmth and positivity, because the tides of wealth and prosperity flow now into you, and then they flow out of you and from you, always flowing in unlimited and infinite ways, just like the never-ending expansions of our own universe. And as they do, in each and every way, you are finding yourself happier and more at ease, because you embrace now and are opening yourself to the spirit of wealth itself, whatever that means for you in this expansive universe, because you know that money itself is simply a form of energy and transference. Money itself is an expression of gratitude that is shared between us and shared by us from person to person, for energy that is given and for time that is taken. And you know that money itself is simply a symbol and an expression both of how much you can give of yourself and your time and your own values, and how much you can happily and joyously receive from those and other people around you. And the more that you benefit from your own success now, the more that others benefit from your ability to share in your own wealth and in your own positive energy. And the more that others around you succeed, the more that you celebrate their success, because you have such a helpful and positive attitude now towards others and towards yourself and towards money and wealth and the energy of prosperity. And where you previously saw problems, you now only see solutions, because each and every day you negotiate with money in a happy and healthy, positive and profitable way, because you know that the more energy that you have within you, the more that you have to give, the more wealth that you carry within you in your own values, the more that you can express those values in the forms of positive flowing energy as you pass that energy on to others. And the more energy that you allow yourself to receive now, the more energy that you allow to flow out from you towards and into those around you. Because money is constantly flowing towards you now, and in turn you constantly allow it to flow out from you, and the natural energy and abundance of the entire world now flows towards you, because you are an integral part of this world. You are a natural part of this universe, and you allow now all of the natural flow of the universe to live on within you. And you know, some people say that money doesn't grow on trees, which is only obvious, because you know and I know money doesn't literally grow on trees now, and there certainly aren't great, big, expansive, lush forests of money that you can simply walk into and just pluck what you need from those high, overhanging branches. And by just plucking down what you need, as and when you need it, how good can you feel about yourself to imagine yourself doing that, and then planting your own money trees again, amidst that enormous, lush, green forest, planting your own crop of healthy trees there, amidst all of those wealthy, lush, healthy trees. But isn't it interesting how in some ways the planting of seeds and the growth of trees now can be so much like the flow of wealth and prosperity in some other important ways? Because we can talk about the growth of our nest eggs, or we can talk about the growth of our investments, because investment itself is so much like the planting of a tree, wouldn't you agree? Just as you take the time to put that seed into the ground and to water that little seed as you pile up the healthy soils around it, and as you clear the way to make sure that sunshine itself can reach down onto that young sapling tree there, that small, healthy promise of growth growing there in the ground. And just for a moment, just for a small abstraction in time, just maybe you can take the time now to believe in this space of your own mind's eye and imagination. What if you asked yourself now, what if in this place money did grow on trees? Here now, in your own private world, feeling so safe and secure and positive in this special place. What would that look like to you now exactly? As you stand in this lush forest of wealth and richness and prosperity, surrounded by the energy of that flowing money of the entire world. Because you know, and I know, we are surrounded by the wealth of the entire world at each and every moment. And sometimes all that it takes is for us to simply reach out, to choose to reach out now and plug ourselves in to that energetic flow around us, just like reaching out to feel the healthy waters of a falling waterfall, or like reaching down to plunge our hands into the beautiful blue and green waters of that crystal clear ocean reef, as all of that immense energy lives around us like electricity and vibrant, fuzzy energy in each and every moment. And so what if you were to just reach out now in this place, in this forest of wealth, and to take the time to truly see and feel and hear all of those forest trees and all of those rich branches now, as you see them fill up with beautiful money in whatever form and in whatever way that means for you now. What if all it was to take was for you to make the decision within your own mind's eye to imagine the world in a slightly different way, and for you to imagine yourself in a slightly different way? After all, a wise person once said, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And if you take the time now to change the way you look at yourself and your own relationship to the flow of wealth and prosperity and money and richness, and how open you can be to allowing that energetic flow into you and to flow out of you, just like those ocean waves as they flow in and recede out again in a never-ending cycle of healthy, positive change and openness of reception and giving, always aligned to the true positivity of your own values. How easy can it be for you to look back on your own self in that mirror, in this special place within your positive imagination, to see yourself beaming, to see yourself smiling, to see your own features opening up to the world, opening up to the promises of the energies that flow around us within this world in each and every second, in each and every moment. And all you have to do is to make that conscious and positive decision to see yourself differently, to imagine yourself changing, and to reach out with your own loving heart out into the world, to give as much of yourself in a positive way, in a loving way out to the world, so that you might receive that equal and opposite energy that flows back into you and then flows out of you once again in a never-ending cycle of positivity in each and every way. And as you take the time to continue to relax now in this wonderful, peaceful place within your own unconscious forest, or within your own unconscious train journey, or along the beach of your own unconscious sandy expanse, the questions you can ask yourself are: what value can you add to the world? What can you offer that other people will pay you for and be happy and eager to do so? How can you express your own values and deliver all of that truth of yourself into the world and offer that in a positive way to other people who will be ecstatic and happy and open to receive what you have to offer the universe? How can you make your dreams and your goals a reality now? What action can you take just as soon as this recording has finished? What specific action can you take to bring your goals and your dreams one step closer to reality? Where will you be when you realize that you are now living your own values in each and every way and taking positive action towards your own prosperity and wealth and unlimited richness, perhaps even beyond your wildest dreams? And as you take the time to allow your unconscious learning to completely assimilate and understand exactly what all of those thoughts might mean to you now. In a moment I'm going to count upwards from 1 to 5, and when I reach the number 5 you can open your eyes and feel fully present once again, feeling positive and revitalized and renewed and refreshed in each and every way, feeling rich and completely wealthy in your own positive values now, and make the decision to take action towards your own unlimited potential. So 1, coming back slowly and gradually. 2, beginning to feel your own limbs and your arms and your legs stretching out. And 3, each and every muscle and nerve in your body feeling refreshed and revitalized in each and every way, as if you'd had the most wonderful nap or sleep you've ever had in existence. And 4, beginning to open your eyes up slowly, coming back to full present. And 5, opening your eyes completely and utterly, coming back to full waking conscious reality, feeling rich, feeling powerful, feeling energized, and ready to take action to achieve all of your specific goals. Thank you for listening. Talk to you soon.